Hello and welcome, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to our timeless True Love timeline reading. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. I'm a Virgo. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients. The second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace has a Kindle version available and a link in the description box that if you click it, you can preview it for free. And check out the table of contents. You'll see it's primarily divided into chakra chapters, and there's a very chakra-dense reading we're about to jump into, so you might find it helpful. You might find it in service, Virgos that we are. The original version of Words of Grace, though, which is a Fellini Film Fest compared to the Kindle version, we had to tone it down quite a bit. That one's available on patreon.com/drawing the circle in our digital shop, as well as the only place to find my first book, Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch. The 3rd one will be on there too eventually. We're going to start putting out some advanced chapters and stuff like that for my patrons. The digital shop is really cool. We got audios and videos over there, as well as my ebooks. The audios and videos have previews. You can absolutely go check out the previews and shop for free. But a bunch of my subscribers, they actually get a lot of that digital content as part of their subscription package automatically. But the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning when we chat with each other about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little spiritual practice to send us on our way. And it's the wisest way for this Virgo witch to start their day, right? Just helping all of us get through all of the stuff going on planet Earth. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and dealing with relationship contracts and all that stuff, as well as they get a significant discount. When it comes to booking me for private sessions, we will talk about that at the end of the video. If you want more info, you can follow us for free. You can 7-day free trial. You can shop in the store. It's just the coolest thing ever. So if you find yourself curious or drawn intuitively or otherwise, click the link. Check it out. Go look at the menu. We got an extensive menu over there. And if you want, come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. Hi, my beloved Virgos. How are you? Very, very happy to be serving today. So let's do some explanation for the new Virgos and crosswatchers, and then we will jump into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you've heard it all before, although the intention for this series is a little bit different than the last couple of times we have done it. So welcome, new Virgos and crosswatchers. There's a whole bunch of links in the description box. Some videos by me, some from others, talking about true love, about soul contracts, about relationships in general. My definition of the True Love timeline, which is a simplified version of my Path to True Love reads with extendeds. It's our healing journey, our hero's journey, our spiritual awakening path through all of the different relationships that we have in our lives, right? Family, romance, work, all of that kind of stuff, relationship to ourselves, to the divine. So what we're going to do is do a simple timeline, past, present, and future. We're going to use 8 cards to do that, starting with 3 daughters of the moon, past, present, and future, which will be face down, indicating the chakras involved in the heart, throat, third eye, and crown, the internal, yin-ternal, feminine energy vibe. We'll get 3 of those face down. For the lower 3 chakras, root, sacrum, and solar plexus, we will be using the mythic tarot, the masculine energy, the yang dynamic, looking at ourselves from the outside, maybe us from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things. But because it is a crosswatcher reading, there's often a lot of mirroring in that. So we'll get 3 of those face down. Then we will flip those past, present, and future. One at a time in that order. We will then get a Whisper of Love from the Whispers of Love Oracle by Angela Hartfield. Consecrated this deck to the voices of the higher selves of all involved, even people who may not be the Virgo or the Crosswatcher in this case. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because it is about healing, right? It is true love is the love that heals all wounds, conquers all, and breaks all curses, ancestral, societal, and otherwise, meaning that stuff we've been passing on for generations societally and through our DNA. So we can shift, navigate our relationships into a more golden true love timeline rather than a leaded fearful one. And as we do that, we shift and we take people with us of their own free will, of course, if they choose to be, here we go, to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions, right? Truth, love, choose it, right? That's the deal. Oh, got little kids running around outside. I love my new neighborhood. I'm in Saratoga Springs now, if you haven't heard. No longer a Long Islander, but I'm going back to visit soon. So those are the cards that are going to hit the table. So there's our explanation. Let's get into the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can, right? Stay grounded. Focus on your breath if you will. I promise I will do anything I can to serve anyone. I do these readings a lot for clients. The larger ones, obviously, but sometimes they want to start with a simple timeline because as one of us moves forward, shifts into the golden true love timeline, we shift into a whole other paradigm where love has always been the answer, but it becomes much more evident. So there's the explanation. Let's get into the still point, shall we? Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm a Virgo. I have to explain. Still point. My goddess's override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, 3 cards in clarity, face down, past, present, future. Simple timeline for us, Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers to help us navigate the golden true love timeline. Where have we been? Heart, third eye, crown in the timeline. Where are we now? Point of power is always in the present moment. That one came out pretty easily. And where are we headed if we do our best just to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions in our relationships in this timeless true love timeline? Read. Deck drop. DECK. Mythic Tarot, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My God's override. A place for everything and everything in its place, but all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, 3 cards in clarity, please. Face down, past, present, and future for us Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers. Where have we been? Lower 3 chakras in the true love timeline. Where are we now? Point of power is always in the present moment in the timeless true love timeline. And where are we headed if we just do our best to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions in our relationships? For this timeless true love timeline reading, let's flip. Ooh, okay, well, that makes sense. Let's start with the heart, third eye, crown. Here we got the 8 of flames. That would be the 8 of wands in traditional Rider-Waite based tarot. You know, those wands flowing through the air, depending, you can't really tell if they're taking off or landing, right? It depends on the tilt of the card. But here, the keyword is burnout. Now, that may not necessarily mean classical burnout, meaning that we're putting out more than we take in, but let's call it what it is, Virgo. We're good at that. We will serve everybody else and leave ourselves last on the menu on that one. So it could be that, but also I think of wildfire, right? This is a forest fire, which is horrible for me to witness. I'm a past life dryad. I'm pretty sure, D-R-Y-A-D, look it up. But certainly this is what allows for forests to be renewed. There are certain conifers, like pine cones and whatnot, that cannot release their seeds unless they're on fire, apparently. And with the High Priestess here, Major Arcana card, usually fuses those chakras in the zone, in this case lower 3 chakras, into unity. So they are working in an empowered, aligned way. Now, the High Priestess, this is Persephone. This is Greek mythology here. Persephone not as the Lady of Spring, sorry, the Maiden of Spring, the Summer Lady here. She is the Queen of the Underworld, the wife of Lord Hades, Lady Persephone, holding a bunch of wilted daisies and a pomegranate, right? So at least she's getting her antioxidants there, standing in between two pillars, a light and a dark. So I got the light horse up there and the dark horse up there, as it were. So just looking at that, that's a very Virgo card, right? She is the maiden, usually the high priestess, right? The most beautiful woman on the planet that no one can have because she has given herself to the divine, to the gods. And there's definitely some Kabbalistic stuff going on here, but I will leave that there. So what I put to that card is something I learned from Doreen Valiente in the Wiccan Read poetic version, though I am no longer a Wiccan. Soft of eye and light of touch. Speak ye little, listen much. So this can be a whole lot of passion, a whole lot of attraction, a whole lot of desire to move forward, but mum's the word. Okay. I will say, however, that I pay a lot of attention to my lower three chakra intuition, right? Each chakra has its own intuitive voice. So this is a card of intuition. So something in the past here was really communicating itself while inside, chewing on this passion, this forward motion, right? The arrows of love, often called the Eight of Wands. But as the Eight of Flames, there is a transformation that took place. But minor arcana, my New York is coming out, minor arcana cards are things we go through, right? They're not usually long-term like a major arcana could be. Major arcana are places in our lives, right? Like you say, oh, I was in a good place, or I was in a bad place, or a happy place, or a sad place, that sort of thing. So this is more of a deeply silent and intuitive place. And my legs are crossed under this table, just like the sign of Virgo. So it is very much that Virgo card in that way, though we usually associate that with the Hermit. I would say there's some of that vibe in there as well. Where are we now? Oh, lovely. All right. I like this. We got 2 4s. On the inner, the 4 of Pentacles. Keyword written on the card there is security. Now, when it's an earth element on the inside, that's not about our organs. Right? It's a little literal for my taste. This is about wisdom that we've gained by experience in the physical world. So it's not all the way to the 10, but it is at that sort of resting spot on the inside, right? That sort of stable, restful 4 of Pentacles vibe there. Not so much covering our hearts here, but there is certainly a sense of security. Like, I'm good. I may not be all the way there, but I'm good. Thanks. On the outer, 4 of Swords. A card of contemplation and meditation, rest and mental healing, right? I meditate every day. I do a prayer and meditation before every reading I do, whether it's for a client or for YouTube or spiritual counseling. My daily check-ins, I do it before I do those, right? So there is perhaps a spiritual process in play here, or a spiritual practice that's going on here to really assure you that your love is enough. The love that we give to ourselves is enough. We are enough. We are good enough. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, classic metaphysical book. In the first couple of chapters, she says the core fear that every single person has is, I'm not good enough. So this is maybe a real introspection, going inside where we are now and understanding, like, no, I'm good. And I do feel that way. But this may or may not be a romantic reading. It's a general read. With the amount of cards, we can't really tell unless something just comes right out and screams it at us. But I will say, I've said to my guides a lot lately, it's like, if I never get to meet my true love match, which is the romantic version that transcends twin flames and soulmates, your true love. Everybody's got one, but sometimes they stay on the other side of the veil, calling us forward. We don't always incarnate at the same time. I know, it kind of sucks. But I'm at this place like, okay, well, if we are meant to be in this life, great. If we're not, that's okay. I just want to complete my mission that I came here to do in this time. Go watch some near-death experience videos on YouTube. You'll see what I mean. That's why they send them back. And sometimes they have choice, sometimes they don't, right? They're like, no, you got to go back and do this, or you got to come back as a baby. I'd be like, oh no, send my shit back. No, I'm not going through grade school again. It's not going to happen. So definitely some meditation, some introspection here, always a good idea. Is that I do it daily, considering what I have to do. My spiritual practice is everything to me. I wouldn't be able to do all of this stuff and take clients. I've stepped into superhero mode lately, like helping people banish stalkers and whatnot. Like, at least I don't have to leave my bat cave. Although it's not really a cave, it's a raised ranch. Oh, Oh, dear goodness gracious me, where we're headed is victory on the inner, but Five of Pentacles on the outer. So we're going to look at this Five of Pentacles a little bit differently than usual, considering we go from a 4 to a 5. We do have a numeric progression here, but here we have the Seven of Flames. We usually don't think of that as the victory card in terms of Rider-Waite, right? Like that's the 6. But these women are galloping on horses, juggling balls of fire, and the horses are running on cooling lava, which means everything under the surface is moving in the same direction they are. So to see this 8 of flames, even though it goes to the 7 of flames, there's definitely maybe a reconsideration, a little something going on here on the inside where we're really getting that we are secure. So maybe we slow down a little bit. Right? Maybe there's a bit more healing, a bit more of embracing that our heart's desires for love start with us, particularly with the Five of Pentacles. Now, I know, being left out in the cold, and we see that in traditional Rider-Waite, but we kind of see this here with Daedalus, who was an inventor in Greek mythology, a whole lot going on there. His son Icarus with the wings flew too high to the sun and took a dive, very Led Zeppelin. So maybe this is, we walk away from something, maybe we do close the door, maybe we say, no, I can be a Virgo. This feels very Virgo. It's like, no, I'm good, thanks. And maybe as a result of some rejection, or maybe some result of some ghosting. And remember, friends and family ghost each other now. It's not just all romantic sexual, right? Well, we all go through our healing process. Now, Capricorns and Virgos are very much the boundaried signs, right? Taurus to an extent, Capricorn ruled by Saturn, a planet with rings around it, right? There's boundaries. But also the Virgo, it's like, I'm not that kind of girl, right? Absolutely. Like, I don't give it up for nothing. It used to be dinner and a movie, but now it's like, let's go for coffee and dip a toe. But even with family members, I'm getting kind of renowned in my family for just speaking very, very kindly and compassionately about my Virgo boundaries in that way, being of service, saying, particularly because I'm the youngest of 4, I will say to them, excuse me, I am not 5 years old, I am 55 years old. Yeah, I know, I don't look at things. It's a Virgo gift and my mom's DNA and rapid wrinkle repair. So even if this is us, it's not so much the walking away of the 8 of Pentacles as it is some doors have been shut, but we might be the ones shutting them, because we have this sense of victory, a sense of not just self-esteem as a noun, but self-esteem as a verb. Getting, hey, if this isn't worth it, then this is not worth it. However, it could as well be someone who's not feeling so worthy for what we may have to offer. And again, is this screaming romance? It does feel a little that way, but let's get a whisper of love, because there are romance cards in this deck. Let's see what hits the table from the higher selves, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Higher selves override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love to assist us Virgos and our cross-watchers to navigate the golden true love timeline of this lifetime for this timeless read? Spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So remember how I said at the beginning that these readings have a little bit of a different intention than how I've done these before? Same amount of cards, same spread essentially. Everybody wants their true love match. Of course they do. It's a true love that conquers all, heals all wounds, breaks all curses. Who wouldn't? Sometimes they stay on the other side. Sometimes they incarnate at the same time as we do. But the point is that every relationship in our life is preparing us for that. So it doesn't matter if it's friend, lover, coworker, family, next door neighbor, does not matter. Wherever we are, we have choices and decisions to make here about how empowered we're going to be. So just because it's past life does not mean it's healthy, right? Maybe this is the true love match coming in, and maybe we shut the door on it. We're like, nope, slow your roll, buddy. Been here, done that, have the burnt chakra. Usually the second chakra gets a little burnt on that one. But certainly with a spiritual connection, at least it gives a little insight to there is a purpose to this. The romantic ones are the hardest ones. They are, because they are the least unconditionally loving, if that's correct grammar, right? Well, you know, with your family, you let them get away with things. Friends, you know, you'll forgive them because you understand their past. But, you know, in any kind of spiritual connection, like I've told my mom, you haven't been my mom in every life. I'm a lot of fun that way. Sure, I was a bit of a Hurricane Mal to raise as a teenager. But I like this, though. It gives context. And certainly this high priestess thing, there might be a sense of, who is this person? Why are they here, right? And yet, ooh, you know, forest fire on the inside. A lot of flames, a lot of passion going on there. It very well could be a romantic read, but let's get our last card down and see if it clarifies or elucidates any. The voices of the ascended masters, because that's the thing. As we manifest true love within our own energy field, of course we attract more people who can match that vibe, right? But then we're anchoring it into our nervous systems, right? We're healing, we're breaking curses and conquering all. And then we anchor that into the Earth's electromagnetic field, right? Making this world better for all of life. So yeah, even our romantic relationships, even the past ones that might have sucked hard, just horrible, they're all part of the journey. Because it ain't much of a hero's journey without demons, dragons, vampires, and villains, and I've dated them all. That's why I'm okay now. Please take a nice deep breath. I just want to fulfill my mission and go home. Don't you? Still point. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please. The perfect and precise healing mantra for us Virgo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and our cross watchers to help us navigate the golden true love timeline of this lifetime, for the love that heals all wounds, conquers all, and breaks all curses, for this timeless true love timeline reading. Activating the third eye. This is so Virgo. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, right? It's like, oh, what's wrong with you? Right? Somebody like reaches out, maybe particularly romantic, you're like, I'm like, got any planets in Gemini? Because it's going to square my Virgo Sun and my Pisces Moon, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, my father was born on Flag Day. Just look, Google famous people who were born on Flag Day. You'll see why I might be a little suspicious. So, but in a spiritual connection, we might as well do it, right? We might as well give it a shot. Let me be willing, throat chakra, to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. The conclusions being like, okay, all Geminis are nuts. That's a conclusion. That's not true. It just really looks that true. I think everybody is allowed to pick on one of the zodiac signs. It transcends race and gender and all of that. So activating the third eye. Well, first of all, you got to take all fluoride out of your diet and, you know, do lots of humming. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. To me, I call that the maiden grace. It's the grace that begins and ends my book, Words of Grace. Grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. So, I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. As your third eye opens, you are able to notice how each moment is a catalyst for your ever-expanding soul. In other words, not the satiation of the desires of the ego or building up the personality, but doing something for the soul. That's important, particularly with the spiritual connection. Through your third eye, you will be able to more clearly see the lessons each moment offers, allowing allowing every encounter to help you become an even more radiant expression of your highest potential. And our highest potential is being true love. That's what we are before we come down here. No, really, seriously, watch some of these NDE vids, man. You'll get it. They all say the same thing, give or take the scenarios of how they got there and what happens when they're there. But they get it. It's just all love. There's no judgment. There's no criticism in the higher realms, right? So to be able to activate that here in our own third eye, we will be seeing clearly. This mantra is ideal for dissolving personal judgments. Did I mention I have a thing with Geminis? I know it's a daddy issue. I'll get over it someday. Developing more patience, which is helpful. And tempering inner conflict. And that's what I feel like is going on here, particularly with this Five of Pentacles. Because we do the healing. We find the security in the present. And then perhaps we are hit with a blocked door, right? Or somebody who just sort of disappears. But we take it as a victory. Saying, all right, because it's true. I forget which reader said it, but they said, and it's not new, rejection is a form of protection, but we don't see that till later. So this might be about a traumatic experience or a hard relationship in the past, but nonetheless, the only major arcana card here is that High Priestess in the past. So do know that whatever kind of spiritual practice, healing, intuitive who's-he-what's-this, you did the right thing that got you to where you are now, and where you are now will get you to a place of victory where maybe you're the one who says, I'm done with this. I don't care how many lifetimes we've been together. It's done. Contract completed. And Caroline Myss, MYSS, PhD, one of my favorite spiritual teachers, in one of her lectures on sacred contracts, life-changing work for me for sure, she says there's nothing quite like fulfilling your contract with someone when they haven't fulfilled theirs with you, because you kind of get to watch them twist in the wind. But that was 1990s Caroline Myss. She's softened a bit over here. So, loving this for us, it may not be the womp womp that we think it is, but if it is a spiritual connection, we can say that a contract is fulfilled here, one that fills us with a sense of victory. So if you're new to my work here, we always end these readings on YouTube as well as now with my clients with what we call a blessimation. It's a combination of the word blessing and summation. I really don't know what's going to come out of my mouth as soon as I hit record, but particularly when it comes to these blessimations, it's a total surrender. So the divine sends through. It's got to be said. Call it channeling if you like. I just prefer, cable. Shall we, one last time, at least for this reading, please take a nice deep breath. Let's keep it fun, shall we? Still point. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of us Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May we be blessed with all that we need to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions in the golden true love timeline. Coming from a place of perhaps intense passion and that burnout, that rolling fire there, but perhaps we had our legs crossed, paying attention to how things felt, taking the yeses and the nos, the do's and the don'ts, more from an intuitive, visceral, physical, intuitive thing, which brought us to this place of internal security. No, I'm good, thanks. No, it doesn't that I don't want to or I do want to, but I'm just fine right now. So with that Four of Blades, they're really looking inside to know our own worth and perhaps to activate that third eye, being willing to see things differently. That brings us to an internal victory. So we go from security to victory there with the Seven of Flames, but with the Five of Pentacles moment. Fives, numbers of change. Five of Pentacles can be an earthquake moment. Earthquakes do not last very long, but they do change an awful lot as things shake out, particularly in terms of a spiritual connection, because whatever relationship this is, it has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime, lead or gold, weal or woe, fun or not so fun, so that we can rise to the occasion with this by activating our third eye, so that we are willing to see beyond our beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. For the true love that conquers all for the true love that heals all wounds, for the true love that breaks all curses, ancestral, societal, past life, and otherwise. For happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world in the golden true love timeline, for the well-being of all. So it's a service as well, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. Oh, right, Mercury is retrograde too. This could be someone from the past coming back. Thank you, spirit guides. Did you find this reading helpful? Please hit the like button. The thumbs up shifts the algorithm, whatever that is. Helps other people find the reading. Subscribe if you want more of me, because I'm having a field day. I'm not monetized here on YouTube, so I'm just doing this because I love doing it, and I am a Virgo, 4 planets, second house. So yeah, this is my mystical art brought into physical form. But if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon. Oh, just check out the menu. I'm a Virgo. The descriptions are detailed in the menu of what level of subscribers get what. They're very, very detailed. But remember, you can follow for free. I'm putting out a lot of cat stuff. I got a new kitten. He's in the thumbnail for this reading. If you want to go look at my new Sammy with his brothers Balthazar and Melchior hanging out in the window seat at the front of my new house. And there's just more stuff coming. The new stuff for the new book will be on there. You can shop in the store. You can 7-day free trial. There's just a lot going on over there. But my subscribers do get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount on private sessions. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I do want to say, in terms of that 4 planets and Virgo, service is really important to me. And Patreon has been really, really wonderful in helping me fulfill my contract as a witch, a Virgo witch in particular, to help everyone evolve. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. I'll stay humble about that for a while, I guess. And if you want to book me for a private session, there is a video that I made for my 25th anniversary of my company, Drawing the Circle Productions. It was published May 1st, 2023. That was last year at the time of this recording when I was living in Holbrook, Long Island, and I didn't know I would be moving, and now I'm here. But that video is called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. Explains the basics of everything you need to know about how to book me, what I charge, why I charge at the Patreon discount, what I do, what I don't, spiritual counseling, readings, half and half, which is obviously a spiritual counseling and a reading. Those happen quite often. It explains, it will explain when I make the new one that now I'm doing readings at in Saratoga Springs at the Magic Moon on Phila Street, Phila. So if you are local, you just call them. You don't even got to contact me. You call them, they tell you what's available, they tell me you booked, and then I come in and I read you. That's how that works. But the majority of the work that I do nowadays is on a Zoom recording. A client books me, I send them a Zoom link, they come into my Zoom platform, we record the whole thing, it's a conversation, we talk back and forth. And then at the end of it, I send them a link so they can download that. They tell me they downloaded it, and then I delete it from the cloud, because confidentiality is key, particularly with Virgos, with Virgo power. Cross your legs, absolutely. And the most important thing that I say in that video, and I will say in the new video, and I will say it in every video as long as I have to, I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. I've had people do that to me, and I know how that feels, and that was not meant to be, perhaps. But I will never do that. Where there is a witch, there's a way. I am a witch, so there is a way. But live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Thank you very much, Doreen Valiente, for that one. I charge $150 for an hour reading and private session outside of discounts and all of that stuff. So, you know, a ham sandwich is lovely, but it's gotta be equal, right? Live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Even if it's just you pay it forward, we have the discussion and we make the agreement. So I will keep that video up even after I make the new one eventually. I'm nowhere near ready to make that one, but it makes my mom laugh, and to me that's a service to all of life. If you knew her, you'd understand. She's so smart. I love my mom. So, thank you so much for watching. I have to say I like this reading. We start with a Virgin card here. It is a spiritual connection. But how Virgo of us to allow ourselves, we have to allow ourselves to see beyond the data, right? Maybe to see through the eyes of love. Oh my God, I'm having an 80s flashback. What is that, Ice Castles? Whatever. So activating the third eye for a Mercury-driven sign like Virgo, that do make sense. So thank you so much for watching. Really, hang in there. And whatever this Five of Pentacles is, I get a feeling it might be a change for the better, but it may not feel so better when it happens. So hang in there. We've got this. I believe in us. We are, after all, the Virgos. And remember, I love you. Hang in there. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.